Hi, happy Dirty Whore Friday, everybody.
Yes.
Do I look unprepared? I'm not. That's because I'm a professional. I just look like I'm improvising this.
Yes. And you may hear Nate in the background because he is trying to fix an issue that we've been having with our live stream at StephanieMiller.com for a long time, and they can only fix it when we're on the air.
Okay.
So he'll be quiet, but you may hear a whisper over there.
All right.
There's a new I can't even talk. There's a new Mr. Mumbles in town.
Yes, exactly. Good morning, Mr. Mumbles.
I spit that one out.
Yeah.
Okay, so lots to get to today. We have a big. The interwebs are going to blow up tonight because why?
Frangela.
The Frangela Happy Hour podcast will be posted. I'm really excited. I'm kind of a geek about these things.
Yeah, this is an awesome.
I wait up all night on at Sardi's looking for the reviews on Twitter. But
you
hilarious.
Really need to get out more.
I know. Anyway, hilarious. Audio posted tonight, video posted tomorrow.
Yep.
And we're just saying, hilarious, either one. Videocast, you can see the
face.
The thing everyone will be talking about that Frangela does to their face.
The face I can't forget.
Okay, all right.
I'm going on a haunted hayride tonight.
Are you really?
Nothing on that is going to be as scary as what I saw on Tuesday.
Yeah. No, that is seared in our memory forever. Yeah, needs a little steel wool to get out of your mind's eye.
Yeah. I'll be in your neighborhood doing a haunted hayride tonight.
Yeah. I can't even, now I'm not, I don't even think I'll be turned on by Orange is the New Black anymore. After I've seen Frangela's prison scene. It's,
your prison fantasies have gone to
have gone to hell.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
One less thing for me to think about at night.
All right. It's not important, you know why?
Why?
Because Chris and I are both slowly deteriorating right in front of your eyes. Wait, do I still have it? Yeah, I gave blood yesterday. I didn't give blood.
They took it from you.
They took it. Like that poor Dr. Brantley. Yeah, I'm not sure. Now I threw my neck out. I don't know. I might have mercury poisoning. I can't sleep.
My revolution is coming.
I have either cold or exactly.
He has set this in motion.
Exactly. He is like he's like that nefarious guy in Airplane. Who's this guy I'm thinking about? It does all the
Johnny.
things. Johnny. He's
Yes.
Johnny from Airplane. He probably put some giant fizzy Ebola pill in our coffee in the morning.
Well, now there's Ebola in New York City.
Yes, indeed. However, can I just say, can you notice the difference in that press conference and those stumble in Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, that goes to show you what it's like when you are prepared. Not saying, but I'm just saying they're both Democrats, the mayor and they're working with the federal government, welcoming it, welcoming the CDC.
Well, I don't know if that's you don't say welcoming it.
You know what I'm saying.
Yes, they're prepared.
Yes. No, I mean, I think that they handled this as well as could be expected, and but I was just saying, compare what happened at the Dallas hospital to how they handled it there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to Chris and my Ebola. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. So you have blood test results. And
I'd rather not.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll find out. It's just a tease for Monday to see if Chris will still be alive. I'm sure we will. Okay.
I'm not going to have much to do on Monday morning if you guys aren't.
Well, you're going to have a lot to do, actually, because you're going to learn how to work all this. We'll be fine.
Good morning, Denver.
That's all he knows. At some point, you say, good morning, Denver.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've called Denver for you before.
You have.
Yeah, he's talking to his ISIS contacts, clearly.
Sure.
In Denver.
So go girls run. Run, girls, run.
I was the one who's encouraged them to run to Syria.
No, that happens to be where our satellite is. If that's what happened, Chris, I'm sure it was a mistake. I'm sure the FBI will understand.
They're going to be coming knocking at your door.
Probably it was a technical issue. Probably something he yelled sounded like a terroristic threat, but was not.
Computer says no.
Okay. By the way, everybody just quit the internets today because we have a winner of the internets.
We do?
Yes, Madeline Albright wins the internets today.
This was awesome.
Oh, I missed this.
Don't even try. Just shut your
That's
internets
because you were
down.
busy with Track Palin's audio, which we have.
We have Track Palin audio?
Have you
Drunk
looked at your
Track
list?
Palin audio. He knows jujitsu.
Well,
and
let him say it.
Oh, this is awesome. Really? Oh, should we do that first? All right, fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
If it was one-on-one, I would beat the out of him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
But one-on-one, I'll beat their ass, I'm not
Sarah in the background.
gay or nothing. But there's 4 guys, man. Come on. I've done jiu-jitsu my whole life, wrestled forever. Let's roll.
Oh my God!
Did you hear Sarah screaming in the background?
That's the best part of it.
incessantly.
As garage doors fly open, tampons fly out. What is that?
And did you hear?
There's like so much tire. It's like tires screeching on. Yeah.
And did you hear the subtle gay slur in there?
No, I did
Oh,
not.
yeah. Should we hear it again?
Yes. Can I just say they are the dopiest McDopersons that have ever doped.
God,
I
yes.
was just finishing reading Bristol Palin's blog about what happened in all war against conservative women.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she blames it.
Yeah, they would do this to Chelsea Clinton. Well, Chelsea Clinton wouldn't be in a drunken brawl with a thong dress.
Screw up like her.
She's never thrown a punch.
You wouldn't say this about Chelsea Clinton because Chelsea Clinton
Didn't get into a drunken brawl.
God's sakes, she's busy getting pregnant by her husband that she's already married to.
True. Thank you.
Making a lot of money per speech and working at a job.
Oh, I love
I'm
how
sorry.
Bristol talks about her job. I go to work every day.
Yeah, I
does she
punch
do?
in trying to.
What does she do? Punches out. She punches out for
Well,
sure.
Yeah, she said in her blog that she goes to a middle-class job every day, punching in, punching out, to try and make her life a little bit better for her son.
That girl has never
What does she do?
punched in or
I don't
punched
know.
out on a time clock
I
ever.
don't
in
know
her
what she
life.
does.
Oh, I guess that's how she could afford the limo and
Isn't her
and the $300 sunglasses that she
Exactly.
was so exercised
Oh,
about.
and she bragged that her manicure came out of it unscathed. You know, because it's about the important things.
You know what? I can see more and more why her biography and Malala's they have so many eerie similarities when you really think about the trials and tribulations they've both been
Well, I
through.
love that where the blog was posted. It was like Faith and Family Values blog, Christian beliefs. It was like
Yeah, because
her family. Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
throwing
sure.
repeated punches is all about faith and family.
Did you hear the language come out of that mouth?
I gotta hear this again because that's like every bully in every movie.
Uh-huh.
That's like McFly meets I don't know.
Right.
Oh, I listened to all 30 minutes of that.
Oh,
The guy from
It's 30
Karate
minutes.
Kid.
It's
Oh, really?
30 minutes, but I condensed it.
I can almost feel his neck like, yeah, let's roll.
When he's starting to
Yes.
explain why he took his shirt off so he could get into the fight.
Cool, so we can start chest bumping.
Yeah.
If it was one-on-one, like, I would beat the out of them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
But one-on-one, like, I'll beat their ass, you know, like, I'm not trying to be gay or nothing.
I'm not
But
trying to be gay or nothing.
they're 4 guys, man, like, come on. I've done jiu-jitsu my whole life, wrestled forever, like, let's roll.
I've done jiu-jitsu my whole life.
So he's done a lot of wrestling, which is not gay, but what was the gay reference? But I'm not trying to be gay. What is
He's
it?
like, I'll beat their ass. But not,
One-on-one, I'll beat their ass, but not a gay thing or anything.
Not what?
Not a gay thing or anything.
Not a gay thing?
so he's saying that he wouldn't beat their ass in a gay way.
Oh,
Right.
not in a gay way, but in a really straight,
Shirtless fighting.
shirtless bird flipping, classy kind of way.
Classy.
Right, in a straight sort of way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sarah Palin in the back.
She's like a Charlie Brown's teacher, but like 17 octaves higher.
I was at the gym
Beaker.
with.
She sounds like Beaker.
She is.
Dino from the Flintstones here? What? Did someone step on a Yorkie? Did someone step on Prince? All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. I'm sorry. You're very small. We didn't see you there.
I was at the gym yesterday with Ray from Alaska. Remember Ray?
Yes.
And
From
he was-
Wasilla.
Right.
Oh my God, he was. Well, he didn't know about the audio. He was
Right.
telling me about Bristol's blog because friends of his back home were liking it.
Right.
And he's like, "What is wrong with you people? You're only making her say more."
Wow. Yes. By all means, use Bristol Palin as your example of a conservative woman.
Oh, yeah.
You are right. It is blindingly unfair.
I was on Twitter yesterday criticizing Bristol Palin,
Yes.
and I got some pushback from some on the far right.
Oh, I saw some Twitter trolling.
and you kind of got caught in the shrapnel.
Oh, did I? Oh, that's right. I'm the C word.
You're the C word.
You homo boys support.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
I just love that no one bothered to proofread that for her.
the only one who would support that C word poll was a couple of homo boys.
Yes. You got thrown under that too.
I missed that tweet.
I'm sorry, in the cocktail hour. I was like, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I was like, you're like my little brother. I'm like, defend yourself.
I did.
I'm not.
Damn it, Chris! What did you do this time?
I'm like, well, how did this troll get on here? Well, whatever.
Okay,
All
yeah.
right. What do I know? I'm just a C word.
We're your supporters.
Oh, boy. Oh, okay. This is why Madeleine Albright won the internet.
Bringing it back
because,
around.
Right. Conan O'Brien had tweeted, I picked out my Halloween costume. I'm going as slutty Madeleine Albright. And Madeleine Albright tweeted back, I'm considering going as a hunky Conan O'Brien, but that might be too far-fetched.
Wow. That's awesome.
Nicely done, Matt.
Way to stick the landing there.
Oh, Lord. All right. So we have... Oh, by the way,
what?
And I see you already took on Twitter this morning, because apparently you have banned John Fugelsang from the show, and people are outraged.
But what?
Except that you didn't, and he was traveling last week, and he will join us in just...
I know.
What? Can people just gentle down?
Just chill.
On the interwebs?
It's how rumors get started.
God's sakes.
I'm going to go out there and start rumors.
Today.
I've got the keys to your Twitter account. I'm going to go out there and start some good rumors.
Okay, sometimes people have other things to do. So last Friday, John was with his mom. He was
Right.
traveling. Oh, Fridays with Fugelsang.
God.
I know. I think that was just the meme on Twitter. Chris, he banned John Fugelsang now. Okay.
Well,
Stephen will be here in about 44
Well, we
minutes.
used to have Fridays with Frangela. Now we got Frangela back. We got to get rid of Fugelsang Fridays.
No, we do not. We're
Frangela's-
adding Frangela
Right.
to the schedule.
Well, Frangela's going to be with us on Thursday.
yes.
Yes. No, I'm just.
For the don't say anything.
I'm trying to start rumors.
All right.
But let's talk about
We
Jodie
don't need
Foster.
any more.
You canceled Dirty Whore Fridays, didn't you? You killed May Lee.
No. Let's talk about Jodie Foster.
Oh, wait. What's happening?
Jodie Foster Fridays.
Yeah. Well, you two are dating.
Oh, that's an old
Can't
rumor.
she just come downstairs, in her jammies?
Hey, Jodie.
She's a
up,
married
girl?
lady now. Okay.
You're a homewrecker? Stephanie Miller just
May
destroyed
Lee
Jodie
will be
Foster.
here in hour number 3, despite the fact that Travis tried to cancel her.
I did not try to.
We're just starting.
Yeah,
all kinds
I know.
of-
I even invited you
Starting
to my
to-
Halloween party.
Awesome. All right. Are you doing a Brody theme again? I hate to ask.
No.
It's a superhero theme.
Oh, okay. All right. Rocky Mountain Mike sent me a picture of his dog. I think his dog is Will Rogers or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Max and Fred are not costume dogs.
Yeah.
Well, Max has got Ebola.
No, he does not have Ebola. All right, 18 minutes after the hour, this hour of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by GoToMeeting. Trying to keep up with a workload when you're constantly out of the office for meetings, it can seem impossible. That's why millions of professionals like us, you don't maybe think of us as professionals, but other professionals
Sure.
use Citrix GoToMeeting. It allows you to meet with clients, coworkers, even new prospects without having to leave your desk, saving you time so you can get more work done. Even when I'm on the road, I can do it on my iPhone, on my iPad, you name it. You can talk face-to-face with HD video conferencing while sharing screens to collaborate on documents and presentations in real time. You got your PowerPoints,
Yeah.
You got your spreadsheets, you got your stuff that real professionals use. GoToMeeting allows you to work smarter, more efficiently, and take control of your time and resources. Do it now. Don't wait. Get started today. Try GoToMeeting free for 30 days. Check it out. Visit GoToMeeting.com. Click on that little Try It Free button. That's GoToMeeting.com for your free 30-day trial. 19 minutes after the hour. Right back on Dirty Whore Fridays. Hi. I'm the Stephanie Miller Show. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 24 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEPH-12. The phone number toll free from anywhere. I was just telling you why I am, in fact, the C word that someone called me on Twitter yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because you're nervous and waiting for blood test results, and I thought it'd be funny if I got someone to get one of those Halloween Ebola hazmat costumes to show up at your door and say we have your blood test.
That would be neat.
It's fine. You're going to be fine. You just won't be. I'm waiting for mine, too. I just had blood taken yesterday.
Yeah, but you know what?
I've got
The doctor asked me to come in.
Okay, but they told you it's not a bunch of things that you were worried about
Right.
initially, so yeah, I'm sure it's
Yeah,
fine.
the first thing the nurse said was, "Don't worry, it's not. Your STDs are all negative."
It's no man-whore things, don't worry.
And so I don't know. I mean, last time I got blood test taken,
Cholesterol. You probably eat too
they
much
said
meat.
my cholesterol was a little high.
You have to get off your caveman diet, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see.
All right. All right, and I think I have. I may have the mercury poisoning again. Who can say? You know me with the.
With the sushi,
I have
you
so much
can't-
mercury up my ass. I can take my own temperature.
Yes, you can't. The doctor asked you to stop eating sushi, and you defied
That was
the
a
doctor.
while. That was years ago.
Right.
No, you have to stop for a while, and then my mercury levels were normal. But now,
And
I'm
then if
thinking
you
I
start
might-
again, they'll go right back up again.
Okay.
You just don't do what you're told, do you?
No, I do not.
You have a history of that.
Yes, I do. All right, here's why we are screwed beyond our whatever, God knows, whatever's happening in our bloodstreams. Sue, early voting in North Carolina. Steph, in line early to vote. Old guy in front of me talking to another old guy. Quote, you watch, as soon as Obama gets out of office, he's going to pardon O.J. Simpson. I guarantee it. Jesus, the reason we're all screwed is because morons like that vote and smart people don't bother.
Yeah.
Sue. Oh, Lord. You know the only who can save us now?
Who?
Hurricane and Jordan. They're the White House Secret Service dogs.
They were cute.
Hurricane and Jordan.
Those are cute.
What's caboose?
They're vicious.
Handsome, romantic. Well, handsome, romantic, and they'll rip your face off if you try to get over that fence.
Exactly.
Like they did.
But they're really cute in those pictures that the Secret Service tweeted.
So handsome. Look at those smiles on them.
They're smiley dogs.
Yes, you may be familiar with Sonny and Bo. They're just the ornamental family pets.
Right.
Hurricane and Jordan will bring the... They will bring the thunder.
Yes, they will.
Meet Hurricane Jordan, two of the White House protectors. The dogs thwarted another White House intruder Wednesday night after a man jumped the fence and sprinted across the north lawn. He did not get very far because, get it, Hurricane and Jordan. They were treated for minor
Did you call him Hurricane?
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Oh, did I combine Hurricane and Jordan?
Yes, you called him Hurricane.
Well, it's Dirty Whore Friday.
Okay.
Okay. That'd be a cool name for a dog.
Hurricane?
Don't you with Hurricane. It's Hurricane will you up. Dogs were treated for minor bruises after they were kicked and punched.
Oh.
Sorry, that makes me immediately go into my Senator McCain. It's not a policy.
Why don't they just...
He has been charged with felony assault on a police officer for hurting the dogs. Because they're police officers. They're the law in these here parts.
Why don't they give those two dogs a break and just hire Senator John McCain?
Right. Not a policy to jump the fence. All right. Or why don't we just put track Palin out there?
He'll F you up.
I gotta hear that again. That is the doofiest macho.
There's so much going on in there.
All right, go ahead.
If it was one-on-one, like, I would beat the out of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
Bam.
One-on-one, like, I'll beat their ass, you know, like, I'm not trying to be gay or nothing. But
Trying to be gay or nothing.
they're four guys, man, like,
Yeah.
come on.
That's
I've done
gay. That's
jiu-jitsu
pretty
my whole
gay.
life, wrestle forever, like, let's roll.
Yeah. Isn't he every hole you've ever
Yes, he
seen
is.
at a party
Yep.
or a bar?
Yep.
You're just like, ugh.
Yeah. Tough guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll F you up.
Mr. Tough Guy. Not in a gay way.
No. Oh, God, no.
Yeah, this is, and this follows the Bristol Palin blog, which we'll get to after the break here because
She's a
it's just,
piece of work.
yes. She rips the media coverage of the
Right.
drunken family brawl. Tells her side of the story that this is just it's a war against conservative women. All right.
No, it's a war against women who beat the crap out of other people.
All right. Right back with that on the Stephanie Miller Show. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 34 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEP-1-2, the phone number. Oh, someone tweeted about the track Palin.
Yeah. Consulting Knitters tweeted, I love how Sarah Palin is nattering in the background of Trax's audio like some turkey caught in a wood chipper.
It does sound similar to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bristol Palin has written a lengthy blog. You know what? We need a little bit of editing. A little bit of an editor for that family. Just, someone that's like,
Yeah.
less is more.
Yeah.
Just whenever Sarah speaks or Bristol starts writing.
Right. And I'm sick of that family portraying themselves as victims. I'm really sick of that.
Yes. Clearing up exactly what happened, but lashing out at the media. That's a hobby of that family.
Yeah.
For its coverage of her family. Let's see. Palin says a friend got knocked out by some guy. Can you just turn that down on my box down a bit? Okay. Just turn my box down a tiny bit.
Oh, all right.
Thank you. Let's see. Okay. Bristol says a friend got knocked out by some guy whose mom pushed her little sister Willow when she got upset with him. Bristol went to confront her, but ran into some giant man who reportedly shouted, "You C-word. Get the out of here, you slut." According to Palin, he proceeded to start pushing her to the ground. She hit him in self-defense. and describes the intense situation as scary and infuriating.
Yeah.
That's not what any of the witnesses said happened. But okay. Palin then takes the opportunity to go after the media for latching onto rumors and random people as eyewitnesses. Oh, random people that just happened to be eyewitnesses.
At the party and saw.
Yeah, that's not journalism.
The owner of the house said everything was fine until the Palins showed up.
Right.
Yeah.
She thinks this is part of a broader pattern of how conservative women are treated.
Yeah. Yeah. Portraying, whining that she's the victim again.
Right. Violence against women is never okay. Yes,
you're right.
You got us so far. So perhaps you shouldn't have been punching
the other.
Yes,
girl.
the party host.
Oh yeah,
the guy.
Yeah.
Even if that violence occurs against conservative women. Imagine for a second the outrage that would happen if Chelsea Clinton had gotten pushed by some guy. Okay, all y'alls, what are the chances do you think that Chelsea Clinton in our lifetime is going to be involved in a drunken brawl?
She's got class.
At a house party. Okay.
Chelsea has class.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Had she tried to defend herself, the liberal media would have held her up as some sort of feminist hero. But it wasn't Chelsea. It wasn't Hillary. What are the chances you think Hillary Clinton's going to get in a drunken house party brawl? Okay. It wasn't someone they liked or they agreed with. It was conservative. And once again, the hypocrisy of the media is laid bare.
Wow, what a victim. Wow. Oh, my God.
Heavens. Okay. Dave in Minneapolis, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Dave.
Good morning, all. Say, you two have got to watch your behavior. I was watching Chris on his Twitter feed last night. He loves to poke dogs with a sharp stick just to see if they bark. It is just amazing. And I will never get in a bitch slapping fight with you, sir. Never. And no matter how big of a purse I have, it won't happen.
Aw.
and
I was just having fun with them.
Well, you see, this is weird. I think your idea of fun involves whips and chains. I can't imagine that being fun. Those people just give me a rash, and I want to run out of the room screaming. But
well, it's fun to watch them unravel as they start to lose their argument, and they just start throwing all kinds of stuff at the wall.
I know, really. I mean, but you were doing so well. You had him using almost every gay epithet there is on the, and he missed a couple, but you were doing really, really well.
Thank you.
And don't you feel bad that we're not going to be in heaven with Steve King?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, it's Steve King's, the stunning Steve King's version of heaven does not include the homo.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, is that what he said?
That's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, there's another, who's that guy? The Reagan, did you hear about that? The ex-Reagan aide?
Yeah.
He wants to start a whole other country.
Was that Todd? No, who was that?
Yeah, hang on, I got it. He wants to start a whole other country, Dave, that does not allow gay marriage, and they will call it Reagan. And I'm not kidding.
And it will be the worst decorated part of the country you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Worst hairdos ever?
Ever. And, Mama?
Yes.
Remember the last time that you had mercury poisoning, you came to Minnesota, and I was your handler for the Blue State Ball?
I remember that.
You were sweating so much I had to follow you with a mop. It was terrible.
Yes.
Well,
that's because you make me nervous.
Well,
All right. Love you, Dave.
Love you, too.
All right. Yes, I wonder if this will be anywhere near Glenn and Becky stand. Yeah, Reagan Aid wants a new anti-gay marriage nation. By the way, Chris, they do not think that a civil war will be necessary.
Oh, okay. So how do they plan on going about this?
Mediaite writes, have you ever thought about starting your own country because you don't like what this nation's leaders are doing? Well, former Ronald Reagan aide Douglas McKinnon has.
Oh, yeah. Not Todd Kincannon, Douglas McKinnon.
Right, Douglas McKinnon. And the interim name for the nation is none other than Reagan itself.
Great. Wonderful. That's neat.
Reaganland, yes. He did a radio appearance with Janet Mefford. Remember her?
Why does that sound familiar?
I think she must have broadcast near us at some RNC or something.
Oh.
Hey, I'm Janet Mefford.
Oh, yeah. Ew.
And lamented how America's leaders are basically surrendering on traditional marriage. And so he floated the idea of people like himself who still hold those values starting a new nation. He said a new republic based on traditional values. Could have Pat Robertson.
Okay.
Isn't there? There's got to be some state we can agree on that they can all. Because remember, Pat Robertson said you need to flee. Christians need to flee whatever state they're in if it allows marriage equality. So you all need to,
Mississippi.
Yeah, I'm willing to part. I'm willing to part with that. I don't want to, of course.
Let's build a fence around Mississippi.
Okay. Its name, well, they would settle that matter once they got around to it. They got, some stuff to do first. But for now, he's going to call it Reagan.
Reagan.
Right. Right. The United something state of Reagan.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Go to Glenbeckistan and turn left.
Are you tired of your government taking away liberties and freedoms you can't quite name? Are your vague platitudes and third-hand anecdotal facts falling on deaf ears? Well, come secede, or sec-D with us in the Teabagger Utopia.
Glenn, Becky, Stan.
I will personally come to your house and help you pack.
Your hard-earned money is yours to keep. There are no taxes in
Glenn, Becky, Stan.
Of course, there are no roads, bridges, police, fire protection, no teachers, hospitals, libraries, garbage pickup, or sewage treatment in
Glenn, Becky, Stan.
But hey, who cares about that big government nonsense? You'll feel like our founding fathers as you struggle against the elements, fending off wild animals and your fellow teabaggers when provisions run low and their survivalist training kicks in. Get off my land! Who needs government? It's overrated. Join us in
Glenn, Becky, Stan.
We have freedoms with none of the responsibilities. You want to shoot your gun in any direction? Go ahead. Want to lock your wife and children in the basement? Nobody's asking questions. Remember, freedom isn't free, but with a small down payment, it can be yours for a song. Above the fruited plain.
Glenn, Becky, Stan.
Our future is in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there you go. Goodbye. Skedaddle along now. Back to the past. Okay. Why would we ever need any government of any kind or regulation? Because when can infectious disease ever hit anywhere? Oh, looky, it be in New York City, my friends.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
Wow, I was just saying, so Dr. Craig Spencer, 33-year-old ER doctor, recently returned to New York after treating Ebola patients in West Africa, has tested positive for Ebola. But, I mean, if you watched that press conference and saw how they handled this, that he didn't, the minute he had a temperature. A fever, he called immediately. They were well prepared.
Yep.
You saw that, they'd all had training, and all the stuff they said that, at the Dallas hospital, they didn't do.
Right.
The nurses didn't have the training. And he, was isolated immediately. I think his fiance and I think a couple of other friends are also quarantined.
He did get on the subway and he took an Uber.
Right, but before he was symptomatic, and again, I'm just saying the tone of this press conference, just the female doctor and De Blasio and Andrew Cuomo, it was the opposite of these people that know better, like Rand Paul and Ted Cruz that are fear-mongering on the Sunday shows. Oh, it's really easy to catch. It's really contagious. You really don't know how you get. It's like, yes, you do. They said it over and over again. You cannot, obviously, of all the people that took care of Duncan, it was only the two nurses that were in very direct contact with bodily fluids.
Right.
His fiance and everybody that lived with him didn't get it. And so, anyway, they were just, I think in order to calm people, saying he was not symptomatic. You can't get it until someone is symptomatic in the first place, or you're in contact with their bodily fluids. So, I just thought they did a really good job, and the tone was, and they also were, they had Dr. Frieden right on the phone. They were coordinating right away with the CDC.
Yep.
I think it was clear in Dallas, the CDC sent the guidelines to everybody in the country. They just didn't do anything about it. They didn't get prepared like the New York hospital did. They didn't train their staff. They didn't. So anyway, but Mayor de Blasio yesterday.
We want to state at the outset there is no reason for New Yorkers to be alarmed. New Yorkers who have not been exposed to an infected person's bodily fluids are not at all at risk.
And then Governor Cuomo spoke.
We have had a full coordinated effort that has been working literally night and day, coordinating city, state, and federal resources, coordinating and drilling from airports to transportations to subway stations to ambulances to hospitals. So we are as ready as one could be for this circumstance.
By the way, as Tina Dupuis would say, please, let's politicize Ebola.
Yeah.
Because did you notice the difference? There's Governor Cuomo on it, working with the Obama administration, working with the mayor.
Yep.
Where's Rick Perry?
Gallivanting around Europe.
In Europe. Right. And blaming Obama as he does for everything.
Exactly.
Rather than, again, these are two test cases, the Dallas hospital and the way New York is handling it. And, you decide.
We report, you decide.
There you go. 45 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. I get it. Because
That's right.
Okay. Oh, gosh. What does noted epidemiologist Donald Trump think about all this?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Really, really, really. So this doctor, who obviously risked his life to go help other people, as Dupuy tweeted,
Right.
Don't worry, Republicans, you're not in danger of catching it. It's only people that have tried to help other people that have
Exactly.
gotten it so far. You're in the clear. So this doctor, and obviously followed all the protocols, self-monitor the minute he had any symptoms. Anyway, but Donald Trump begs to differ.
Oh.
And guess whose fault it is?
Obama's.
Oh, of course it is. Obama. He tweeted, if this doctor who so recklessly flew into New York from West Africa has Ebola, then Obama should apologize to the American people and resign. Then, when it was confirmed, the Ebola, he tweeted, Ebola has been confirmed in New York City with officials frantically trying to find all the people and things he had contact with. Obama's fault. You think that's like a joke? No, it is literally
That's an actual tweet.
is Obama's fault.
Yeah.
Obviously, out of an abundance of caution, they're going to do that anywhere. But he said, I've been saying for weeks to President Obama to stop the flights from West Africa. Oh, really? So the doctors like this can't get back into America to get treatment. So we should let them die over... Okay. So simple, but he refused. A total incompetent... Okay. Oh... He might run for president again, I'm told, so that'll be great. Cynthia in Sacramento, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Cynthia.
Well, good morning, Mama.
Hello.
I just want to say you got me wound up now because we cannot let the state of Reagan be in Mississippi.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm taking other suggestions.
Yeah, there are some great blues musicians there.
Yeah.
And
Can we airlift them out before we close it off? Can we airlift them out before we close it off?
How about our idea of airlifting Austin out of Texas and then just they can have that too with their Ebola and their lack of regulations?
That would be good. But as I was waiting too, I saw this thing, and you should look on YouTube and maybe post a link to your website.
Right.
This great new video of ads for this movie, and the ads are called Racism Insurance. It's awesome.
Oh, cool. All right.
Everybody should see that. So, anyway,
I shall check it out.
Let's leave the blues musicians alone.
All right. All right. Well, that's what I'm saying. All the great musicians are in Austin. If Wendy Davis loses, we'll get her, we'll get Austin, we'll airlift it all out, and then we'll quarantine Texas so no one gets in or out.
Yeah, and we can give the blues musicians a home in Memphis.
There you go. We're here to help.
Yeah,
Gordon in Chicago wants to talk about Trump's tweets as well. Hello, Gordon.
Good morning.
Hi.
Yeah, I read those tweets last night in the evening, and I didn't really think anything of it. It's just Trump being, blowhard and the way he is. But then this morning I was reading in the paper, there's a local television reporter being sued by a political candidate for defamation of character because he, suggested the guy was taking illegal pensions and whatnot. But got me thinking, it's hypothetically, it would never happen, obviously, but who's to stop, the president? He's a private citizen for filing a suit defamation of character. Those, Obama's fault. They could just, you could argue that it's going to hurt his livelihood after the presidency because people, you know what I mean? So it's all hypothetical. The best thing to do is, ignore those things that politicians ignore. But, just the fact that...
no, it's become a joke where we go, Ottawa, we're like, how are they going to play the... we'll get to the story where what they're blaming the president about for that. It really is incredible. Yeah. If it weren't such pure comedy, it would be upsetting. Oh, I thought this was interesting. We talked about this new Pew study.
Yeah.
This will shock you.
What?
Rush Limbaugh is at the top of the list that he does not want to be on from a new Pew Research study. 39% say they distrust him, the highest of any personality or program in the research. Fox News comes up at 37% on the distrust list in the Pew study. This is what, and this other story is exactly the reason why. Hannity and then also Limbaugh falsely claims Obama didn't have the guts to label the Canadian attack terrorism, which he absolutely did. This is exactly like that moment in the debate with Mitt Romney when he thought he had the biggest gotcha in the world that the president didn't call Benghazi terror when he did the next day in the Rose Garden, and Candy Crowley had to... this is what's happening.
President Obama's first statement about what happened in Ottawa said the word terrorism.
Right. Okay, but you know what Rush Limbaugh helpfully did? Rush Limbaugh called Canada's Harper, the kind of leader we used to have in this country. Limbaugh actually did play an excerpt of Obama's comments, but cut the president off before he reached the line about dealing with these kinds of acts of senseless violence and terrorism.
Yeah.
And then Limbaugh said, the Canadians, they're not pretending it isn't terrorism, calling the Obama administration's response ridiculous in comparison. Political correctness on parade there in the White House.
And this pisses me off because people on the far right only listen to these two for their news sources. Right. They get lies and misinformation if all they do is listen to these two.
But that's the other thing, this Pew study that we talked about yesterday about liberals are more likely to block or unfriend people on Facebook. And the reason you said, I'm not on Facebook personally, that I'm talking about just email chains with friends or family, because they lie. That's, in my opinion, it's not that we're just being huffy. It's like, look, I can't have a conversation with you if you're just going to lie. I can't have a conversation about that the president didn't call it terrorism when he did.
Right, exactly. You can't argue with someone who refuses to believe that.
And this is just willful. So last night, towards the end of his coverage of the deadly shooting outside the Canadian Parliament, Fox News' Sean Hannity decided to compare and contrast the reactions to the event by Canadian Prime Minister Harper and President Obama. Hannity commended Harper for immediately labeling the attack as a likely terror and condemned Obama for once again being reluctant and resistant to do so. But more than 6 hours earlier, in his first public statement about the attack, President Obama said, "This shooting emphasizes the degree to which we have to remain vigilant when it comes to dealing with these kinds of acts of senseless violence or terrorism."
Right.
At least the Canadian Prime Minister had the guts to identify it, Hannity said at the end of his segment, without mentioning Obama's statement. And he said, and I think we ought to be doing it. After the president already did it. But if you watch Fox News, you don't know that.
Right.
So then he has his, how he always has a guest who is just... They're terrorism experts. Just there to agree with everything
it's
Sean
a guest
says.
that is only there to agree with.
Right. He said, yes, you're 100% correct, Sean. Stephen Harper is to be commended, as is David Cameron. They both condemned radical Islamic extremism, and they've spoken up for Western values, and that's something our president hasn't done.
You're a lying sack of crap. You're a lying sack of crap.
How do you argue with that?
Stinking, nasty sack of liquid
when their starting point for the argument is completely false.
And yet, because of the number of stations Limbaugh's on, the reach that Fox News has, they have a much higher awareness factor. People are like, oh, yes, I'm aware they're lying. But at least I'm aware of...
At least we on this show played the entire statement with the word terrorism in there.
Yeah, it is infuriating. It's... All right. Anyway, so all that happened, and we all let it. Fortunately, ecclesiastical mook, my personal comedy Jesus, John Fugelsang, next on The Stephanie Miller Show. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 6 minutes after the hour. Just taking care of a little personal business during the break. See? Solved everything in your life. Okay. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number. Toll free from anywhere. Michael Goodwin, who is the president of, OPEIU.
Yes, that's the Office of Professional Employees International Union.
Who I've had the great pleasure of speaking before. I love them. Salt of the earth, my peeps. He has some thoughts on things John Fugelsang talks about all the time, and that is getting out to vote and how critical it is in these midterms.
It's Fugelsang. With John Fugelsang.
Oh, everybody can stop panicking. John is back. Hello, John Fugelsang.
Hello, children. Welcome. It's nice to be with you.
Someone on Twitter thought that we banned you because you weren't on last week.
Like, Chris Lavoie banned John Fugelsang. I was like, would everybody calm down?
I was sorry to miss you. I was visiting my sick mom down south.
Aw, how's she doing down in Asheville?
Down in Asheville, she's having a tough time, but she's the strongest person I know. So we're getting through it, and I'm very happy to be back here, dragging the rest of my life down to your level again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, John. It's our pleasure to do that for you.
Thank you. Last week seeing my mom was just all this poignancy and depth and emotional relevance, and so this is a nice balance to that.
Oh, good.
Oh,
good.
Thanks, John. You're so sweet. Now, here's my point. I think it is still the stuff of legend how you deal with right-wingers on my show, and particularly that last guy that called, and how you school them with love and kindness and compassion.
You're never going to win a debate with them. You can only win over the bystanders.
That's right, exactly. But we were talking about, everybody's talking about this Pew study, and, the liberals are more likely to unfriend or block people on Facebook. And I was saying, John, and I'm not on Facebook personally, but I was saying that what I hear most from friends, or that I've dealt with even just email chains, friends and family, is that it is hard. It gets to a point where it's not just because it's racist or homophobic or mean, but it's based on lies. And we were saying that, Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity both just went on a whole thing yesterday about how the president didn't call the Ottawa thing terrorism, when he absolutely did.
Yep.
In his very first sentence, his very first statement about it. I mean, how do you have a conversation based on a lie? On your opinion of a lie, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, there's nothing new about this. This has been going on forever. And again, people really fall into a belief that the ends justify the means. And Democrats have done this throughout history as well. But, believing that my side is so right and it's so important that my side wins that whatever I say or do doesn't matter. And that leads to all kinds of stuff. But when you're dealing with Hannity and Limbaugh fans, you're dealing with people, fully grown adults, who are kind of like the tragic girl at the frat party who just wants to be lied to.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm beautiful, tell me I'm always right, and wave a flag around so I'll feel like you love me. And so essentially we're looking at, Fox News being like the roofies of the American social conservative right.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about Donald Trump's tweet. Ebola has been confirmed in New York City, with officials frantically trying to find all the people and things he had contact with. Obama's fault. I mean, and it's not not a joke. Obama's fault.
Well, I guess then we can blame 20,000 AIDS deaths on Reagan, because he never mentioned the disease until after 29,000 Americans. That's 29,000 tax-paying Americans had to die before Ronald Reagan.
I thought it was 20, but yeah, okay, 20. I mean, I've seen different numbers, but exactly.
I've heard 29. Let's go with 20 to be safe. Let's be conservative on this.
Yeah.
And remind your friends of that the next time they want to. And I tweeted that last week, and I got like 6,000 retweets because people realized that trying to blame Barack Obama for this, these folks flew in from Brussels. If you're going to ban flights from any contaminated area where people have Ebola, then you got to start with Texas, Ringo. Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Again, unless you are exchanging bodily fluids with someone with Ebola, you're generally okay. Unless you are preparing the dead for burial, you're generally okay.
Well, that's what I said, John.
Heavy contact treating someone with Ebola, you're heavily okay.
John, that's what I, been quoting our brilliant friend Tina Dupuis, who wrote a piece called "Let's Politicize Ebola." I was talking about the difference in that press conference yesterday and how the Texas hospital handled it. I mean, here are people that believe in science, that believe in government, that are working hand in hand with the CDC, that are working to calm people, that are working to get the facts out there, and that frankly didn't make the screw-ups that they did at the Texas hospital.
Yeah, I mean, you don't send a guy home who's coughing and just came back from Africa, but again, this is how we find out, and this is how we learn, and the problem isn't the Ebola. The problem is what I call the Ebo-literates. And the Ebo-literates are very, very powerful, and let me tell you something. Now that we've got it in New York City, it's going to be history's IQ test for the New York City media, because Ebola is Latin for ratings.
Yeah.
And when you can get people to flip out over a possible plague, they will be glued to their TV sets.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest danger we have right now.
If
we could only find a way to say that Ebola is in bullets, we might actually see some reduction in crime in America.
There's a screen cap going around of what happened on CNN last night. There were more people talking about Ebola on the screen in little boxes than there are actual people in the U.S. that have Ebola.
Right.
Donald Trump has declared. Donald Trump has had more bankruptcies than America has had Ebola patients.
Right. More people have been married to Kim Kardashian than have gotten Ebola. I mean, and I was just going to give you one other example, John, of when, you talk about, first of all, this Pew study we were saying also, the highest distrust factor is for Rush Limbaugh and Fox News, too. Mm-hmm. And but when they say about, liberals are more likely to block or unfriend, like this guy, this Todd Kincannon, you know who he is, right? He was a former South Carolina Republican.
For 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean...
Todd's not a racist. I owe the Klan an apology.
Yeah, he just tweeted, I don't understand why Michael Brown's parents are so upset. They're pro-choice Democrats and they got a taxpayer-funded abortion.
Here's the thing. Do
you block that guy or do you engage with him? Do you just go, you're a waste of, a carbon-based life form?
Well, if you block them, it gives them ammunition.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry, Chris, but it doesn't. No, and I don't have any problem with blocking people. Here's the thing. A lot of these trolls want one thing. They want attention, okay? There is nothing unvirtuous in blocking these people. If you want to hear the right-wing point of view, turn on your radio or turn on your TV and step out into the mainstream, and you will hear the right-wing point of view. Our media is not liberal. Our media is generally as conservative as the corporations who own it. If you want to hear the progressive, free-thinking point of view, the point of view that people will take for granted 50 years from now, then you've got to seek out progressive media, shows like yours, shows like Amy Goodman, shows like Bill Moyers. But generally speaking, if you're going to be hearing these thugs, if they're going to be harassing you, the best thing to do with a bully is ignore the bully, because all they want is attention. And the more you feed them, the stronger they get. So I have no problem with blocking these people, because you're not going to benefit from debating them. They're not going to learn from you debating them. And unless you can entertain a lot of people in the context of the debate, you are burning lean tissue and wasting your time dealing with people like Todd Kincannon, who is we don't even know if Todd's a racist or if he's a guy who's pretending to be racist to get a lot of attention from liberals.
You know, it's interesting, John. We talked about this, and Andrea had some thoughts about unfriending on Facebook as well. That maybe goes along with what you just said. She said, "Steph, we all have the right-wing family member that constantly posts lies and hate on Facebook. I unfriended my hate-filled Aunt Jay a few years ago, and it really hurt her feelings. But then I saw her at a family function later. I refriended her. Mistake? What I've been doing for the last few years is studying and evaluating her disgusting posts. These posts are, number one, they're being prepared by a very extreme right-wing organization, and Jay doesn't even look at them. She just posts them on Facebook. Number two, the goal is to create trends on Facebook. She gets her marching orders from whatever organization creates them. And that's true. What I found, too, is people forwarding crap to you. That you're just like, stop forwarding me stuff from wherever, right? WorldNet Daily or,
You can choose to ignore it or not, but you got to remember the most important advice I can give you is George Carlin, when he said, when you're born, you receive one free front row seat to the freak show. And some of us forget this and join the freak show. Facebook is a chance for you to watch the freak show. And as painful as it may be that some of our friends and coworkers and loved ones are members of the freak show, doesn't mean you have to join it or be upset by it.
Well, what you're saying, I think, is so constructive. And it's from Cliff in Miami, this email. But I think this is also instructive, too. And then he says, number three, during this midterm, she has been instructed to post nonstop. She averages about 60% provided hate posts, sprinkled with 40%. I'm not crazy, I just like you posts. 20 to 30 posts a day, not kidding. She posts so damn much, she rarely checks or responds to the comments. What I've been doing is waiting for about 10 to 12 hours, then posting corrections and videos in the comments that dispute and correct the pre-prepared hate posts. This sounds out a differing point of view to her entire list of friends that have liked or commented on the post. I know it's not much, but let me tell you this. I've gotten some fascinating responses, have given other friends the nerve to speak up as well. I know very well that Aunt Jay is not interested in the debate, but what I'm doing is I'm using her provided posts as a vehicle to provide a differing view, complete with facts and evidence. It's all about timing, posting comments with short, concise corrections and brief proof. Pictures and short video work the best. Cliff in Miami. Isn't that great, Sean? I mean, that's.
Well, it's great, but the problem with it is that woman and her ilk are the ones who are showing up to vote. All the GOP has to do is get their 23% of the polls, and they're very good at two things: redistribution of wealth to the top 2% and getting social conservatives to vote for this. And the problem is that the Democrats, who I'm sorry have been walking around in clown shoes this entire year, no one seems to have told most of them there's a midterm coming, and we have to get the other 77% there, not because the Democrats are the answer to all of our problems, but because we know exactly what will happen if the GOP gains control of the Senate. So I don't really give much of a rat's ass about what's happening on Facebook. I care about, does what happened on Facebook drive people to the polls? Because that's all that matters right now, and your local elections matter so much more than who's president, that we can't afford to let our decent people, they say Fox has the number one news ratings in all of cable news. That's fine, but the majority of people aren't conservative. The people who are actually getting their news from one source make Fox the number one.
That's right. That's what we're saying is the difference is conservatives only go one place, whereas, liberals tend to want more than one source.
Exactly right, Seth. Progressives have to. You have to. If you're going to be open-minded, you have to be open-minded. It sucks, but it goes with the job description.
Yep.
So while progressives are getting their news from a variety of sources, our charming social conservatives who go to a place that's like a drug telling them, hey, we know you were wrong about Bill Clinton's budget bankrupting the economy, and you were wrong about Bush's tax cuts helping, and you were wrong about Iraq being a good idea and being greeted as liberators, and you were wrong about Obama being from Kenya. You were wrong about the ACA adding to the deficit, but you know what? You were right all along. Well, if I've been embarrassed by a changing society that's leaving me behind with more openness towards our LGBT brethren, with a greater awareness that the minimum wage has to be raised, if I feel like I'm being left behind, I'm going to go to the guy who's going to tell me that I'm right, is wrong.
Yep.
That's why Fox is the leading name in news. It's the leading name with people who get all their news from one source.
Yep, absolutely.
And those people are voting this November.
You know what? We need to pause. You need to breathe in the Fugelsangian brilliance, and just take a huff, just vape it for a second, and let it sink in.
A little strident.
And during the break, go to the Stephanie Miller Facebook page and look at the picture that John has posted there.
Oh, I'm going right now.
Oh,
all right.
The George Carlin Way unveiling. Yeah, we'll talk about it when we come back.
Exactly.
Right. 19 minutes after the hour, right back. More Fridays with Fugelsang on the Stephanie Miller Show.
I got her number.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. 23 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEPH-12. The phone number. Sexy little John Fugelsang, who is indeed sexy on my Facebook page. Look at that. The John Fugelsang with Rick Overton and Robert Klein at the unveiling of George Carlin Way in New York City.
Yeah, it was a great event. All the credit goes to this comedian, Kevin Bartini, who spent 3 years trying to make this happen.
Right.
And did it beautifully. And Kelly Carlin, of course. And they finally, had the unveiling this week. It's on 121st and Morningside. It's actually a block away from the block that George grew up on, but the block that George grew up on is dominated by a Catholic church, and they wouldn't stand for it. Which is ironic.
Yeah.
George Carlin, he's the guy who taught me that some of the most godless people on earth are Christians, and some of the finest Christians are atheists. But the unveiling was terrific. It was on Wednesday. Rick flew in just for it. Robert Klein was there. A lot of great comedians, Dave Attell and Judah Friedlander. Who else was there? Ted Alexandro. Just a real all-star list of the smart political comedians who inspire me. And really a lot of fun. It was terrific. And when you're up in South Harlem, come by and see it sometime.
And let me say 2 words about your picture. Handsome, romantic. You and Rick are bringing up all my daddy issues. You're both wearing Hamburger hats like my daddy used to.
Is that what that kind of hat's called? I love it. People call it a fedora, and it's not a fit. What's it called?
It's a Hamburg, the kind of hat. That's exactly the hat my dad used to wear.
I didn't even know. My favorite hat.
You and Rick look very jaunty, both of you.
Is that the kind of hat that Ricky Ricardo wore?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
very 50s.
It was so much fun. Jim Norton was there. Judah Friedlander. Just great to see a lot of friends. And I mean, George Carlin is so missed, and we need him now more than ever. And he was the most influential artist probably in my entire life, and so I was honored to be a part of it, and I got to write some jokes for the councilman too, which was a lot of fun.
Aw,
it went pretty well.
John, interesting too. When you were just saying we were just with your mom in Asheville, North Carolina, and you've been talking so eloquently today. But every time you're on about the importance of voting, and you've seen the headline: North Carolina fights to take voting site away from pesky college kids. They're just doing everything they can. Early voting starts.
Everything they can.
Early voting.
Voter fraud. There's election fraud, but there's no voter fraud. And NBC just ran an exhaustive study, and I will NBC News, and I'll be posting that again today on Facebook, showing that there is no voter fraud. It's not a problem. But what they're trying to do is trying to reduce the amount of people who can vote.
Yep.
I've always said on your show, it's never been conservative versus liberal. It's been aristocracy against democracy, and they want as few folks voting. The biggest mistake liberals made was saying that this is all about racism, and that the Supreme Court's gutting of the Voting Rights Act was about racism.
Oh no, it's about keeping anybody from voting that's likely to vote Democratic, whether it's students or
being students, seniors, and low-income folks, especially people who live in areas without any good public transportation but don't have cars as well, people in cities who don't have cars, who don't have a need for a license. So, voting is a right. And this is what you got to say to all of your pro-voter ID law friends, is that this is a time when our conservatives are cheering big government infringing on the rights of citizens. You have a right to vote. And they'll say, well, college ID, you can have foreigners going to colleges and they can get IDs. Yes, but you idiot bag of douche, those people cannot legally register to vote, so they can't bring their college ID and vote as foreigners.
Right.
Resident aliens can get gun permits, but in Texas you can vote with with a gun permit, but not with a college ID.
So early voting started yesterday in North Carolina, even as they push to move early voting sites farther away from college campuses. I mean, it is incredible. The Republican-dominated North Carolina State Board of Elections, among other efforts, has sought to remove an early voting location from the campus of Appalachian State University, which has about 18,000 students, many of whom lean Democratic. With just hours until voting began, an election board spokesman said the on-campus voting site would stand, but the battle over early voting in the state continues. County election officials have already eliminated North Carolina State University's early voting site this year. In August, the state election board, whose membership was replaced by Governor Pat McCrory, the Republican, voted to remove their early voting site, but students there fought back.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping, John. I keep saying that. I hope there is a backlash come election day, but them trying to suppress these votes.
Exactly right. From your lips, Steph, there's only one reason to make it harder for some citizens to vote. And we all know what that reason is. And this is nothing new. It took so many years for women to get the vote, for black folks to get the vote, for indigenous people to get the vote. And now we're seeing all these attempts to make it harder and harder and harder to exercise.
And by the way, obviously the Kay Hagan race, they're a very close Senate race. And one spokesman there said this is the way the Republican Party is attempting to win elections instead of convincing voters to vote for them, and that's just wrong. I mean, it's so transparent, right?
Exactly, indeed. And then again, they can't gerrymander their way to a better place in the history books. History will record how corrupt this really was, and it's a reason why we are now living our lives by the dictates of men who've been dead for over a century. We need to have election week, not election day.
Absolutely. John, hang with us. We're going to talk to our union president, Mike Goodman, and hang with us, and we will continue, all right, as we continue on the Stephanie. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it, 34 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number, toll free from anywhere. One of the fine union folk that I've had the great pleasure to speak before is the Office and Professional Union International. Of course, President Michael Goodwin, their fearless leader. He joins us now. Hey, Michael.
Hey, fearless leader. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. I'll never forget because I had a broken foot.
Yeah.
And part of the employees that you represent are podiatrists.
Yes.
And I brought my X-ray, and I never had so many podiatrists clustered around an X-ray offering me advice.
I'm going to tell you, happy to inform you that just last month, an additional 1,000 podiatrists have joined the union.
Awesome.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So we'll have more people to look at your foot if necessary, hopefully not.
I was going to say, I feel like breaking another foot just to take advantage of that kind offer.
But what I wanted to talk to you about this morning ties into It's the Senate Stupid, which is a column that I wrote.
It's great.
I've been listening to your show this morning, and, of course, you've been discussing control of the Senate with your call-ins. But it ties in because the podiatrists in 1965, when Medicare was passed, were considered to be physicians under Medicare Title 18.
Right.
About a year or so later, when they passed Title 19 under Medicaid, they didn't classify them as physicians, and as such, they've been disadvantaged all of these years. So we have been trying to put forward the idea. It's not a new idea, but it's a union idea of equal pay for equal service.
Right.
And so they get different services. They get different fee schedules when they work on a Medicare versus a Medicaid patient. What needs to be done is Title 19 needs to be amended to reflect the language in Title 18, which says podiatrists are physicians under Medicaid. And Senator Schumer has been working so hard to try and get this federal legislation passed, but because of the intransigence of the House and all the demands and requirements, he hasn't been able to get it. We got it as far as the floor, and it died on the floor of the Senate because they wanted offset money.
Michael, I was just going to say it is interesting right before these elections, though, that there has never been a clearer example of why unions are important than this Ebola situation at the Dallas hospital. We had the head of the nurses union call immediately the day that happened and say these nurses were not trained properly. They were not given the proper protective equipment at this hospital. And I mean that, for all the Republicans' efforts to crush unions, that is the best example I've seen lately. And in the work that you're doing to go, this is why workers need need unions, right?
Well, yes, and let me just give you a little update. OPEIU represents 12,000 registered nurses throughout the country. We represent them in Hawaii, and we represent them in Pennsylvania and Florida and all over. And yes, we're quite in tune with that. That what you were told and what the nurses going to be testifying before Congress this morning is exactly that. They're not prepared, and they were put at risk. And of course, we had several cases where their life was endangered.
Yeah, and look at the difference in how they handled it, thus far in the New York hospital. It makes a difference. Mike, your piece is so great. It's the Senate stupid. It's obviously a play on James Carville's favorite line, it's the economy stupid. But, it's funny. I met a new friend recently. She's like, I don't pay that much attention to politics. And I get it. A lot of people don't, Michael, and a lot of people are turned off by it. But, you write a really compelling piece, and we have a link up to it at Stephanie Miller Facebook. How important and how many issues that involve everyday people and their lives and workers are at stake here coming up in about a week, right?
Of course. This is the most important election. They always say that. But on this one, if we lose control of the Senate, the House has already repealed Obamacare 50 times, more than 50 times. One of the pieces in Obamacare, I was with a group yesterday of young people, and they didn't even realize that under Obamacare, instead of having the coverage cut off from your parents' coverage when you're 19 years of age, unless you're in college, it now runs all the way up through 26.
Right.
So there are millions of young people that will lose that coverage if Obamacare is repealed. And then there's the minimum wage, $10 an hour the president proposed. The House says no, free market, which is BS, because free market is $2 an hour.
Well, and Michael, they've said no to everything, as you aptly point out. And so, he's had to resort to executive orders, which you point out. They're not law. They can be repealed by a future president. And so you also point out the importance of this is not just 2014, but 2016, that God forbid then there's a Republican president, and it is really, as you say, it's really kind of a nightmare. What could happen if they get control of all of this, right?
It's an absolute nightmare, and what we're trying to do is people have to vote. We're not telling people how to vote. Just please vote. Everybody has to vote. The problem is in these off-year elections, the turnout is low, and it's really on the ground game who shows up, and we had a telephone call from our national president last week, Richard Trumka, and basically he was trying to motivate us to do more because we're not contacting our members enough, and that's why I'm glad I have this opportunity to talk to you, because members are listening. But members have to be motivated and have to be told of the importance of what's happening. We don't want to be there on November 5th saying, oh, I didn't know. I wish I would have known, because then the horse will be out of the gate. It'll be too late. Right,
because as you say, it only is going to take 6 Senate seats for the Republicans to take control. And I think people don't, and as you were saying, there's a polling margin of less than 1% in Alaska, Arkansas, Colorado, Iowa, and Kansas.
That's right.
And it makes all the difference for, everyday issues and everyday people's lives, right?
Yes, and we can win this. I mean, there's no question. When people actually examine the issues are on the side of the workers. The workers are not for this agenda that the House advocates for.
Right. People are hugely in favor of raising the minimum wage, in favor of equal pay, in favor of all the stuff that you guys are fighting for.
That's correct. And so, but in politics, unfortunately, it's who gets to vote. That's why the Republicans have been pushing all these suppression of vote programs around the country, because they don't want us to vote. Because when we vote and we get to the polls, we'll vote the right way in the best interest of everybody. They don't want that.
Yeah.
And so they're suppressing us.
And ironically, you guys could really help Republicans with all your podiatrists, because they're the ones that put their foots in their mouth every other day.
Oh.
Michael, I couldn't help myself. All right. Go read Michael's piece. It's up at Stephanie Miller Show Facebook. And vote. Get out and vote. Tell everybody, give everybody a ride to the polls. Do whatever you need to do. Michael, such a pleasure to talk to you again.
Absolutely, Stephanie. Thank you, and best wishes to you.
Thank you. You too. We'll talk again real soon.
Absolutely.
All right,
okay.
There he goes. Michael Goodman.
Hooray!
He's a handsome, romantic man.
Yeah. And he kind of sounds like Bernie Sanders.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. All right, we're getting John Fugelsang back on the phone. John in Minneapolis. In the meantime, hello, John.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, actually, I kind of changed what I wanted to say because...
You flip-flopper. All right, go ahead.
As far as Fox News is concerned, they're nothing more than propaganda. And, it's interesting, but Hannah Arendt said probably over 50 years ago that the subjects of the likely subjects of totalitarianism are people who cannot distinguish between fact and fiction, reality of experience, and the distinction between true and false, and the standard.
And John, it's deliberate. That's the difference. Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh. We've all been in radio 1,000 years. We all know that he told his producer, edit that before the president says terrorism, so that I can make a whole segment out of saying the president didn't call it terrorism.
That's right.
Right.
We know how radio works.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, as far as Ebola, I think the president has the right, and, he should take in hand these public officials if they are fear-mongering about it, because they're public officials. They're not just elected bozos that, spew out a bunch of crap. They have to have responsibility.
That's right.
He should go down to Dallas with his new Ebola czar and say, this is the facts about Ebola.
Well, and that's what I loved about that press conference. They were calming people with facts, with what's actually happened. They weren't afraid to say the new Ebola czar is doing a great job. Here's Dr. Frieden on the phone with us. Here is, we are in coordination with the Obama administration and the CDC, and look at how this is being handled. And already, how long has that guy been on the job? A day? And the right wing's already like, oh, he's already screwing it all up, the Ebola czar. It's ridiculous. God. John Fugelsang is back. Yay!
Yeah, if only we had a Surgeon General who could be in charge of all this and oversee it. Thanks, Obama.
Now that you brought that up, now I'm just going to... Here's the problem. Which Republican idiot already went on record and said...
was it Rubio?
They don't even know that there's not a Surgeon General. It's their party that's blocking it.
Yeah.
They said, it really shouldn't be. It should be the Surgeon General that's doing this.
Well, with that kind of ignorance...
my God.
Those politicians and voters prove it's beautiful when the right people find each other.
I believe that was Rubio that said that.
Hang on. No, here it is. Hang on a second. Republican congressman is unaware that there's no Surgeon General
Either Rubio or Cruz.
to head Ebola. Representative Jason Chavez, Republican of Utah, says Ron Klain...
Jason Chavez, the bright young gun.
Ron Klain is off to a bad start in his new role as the president's Ebola response coordinator, and said that the U.S. Surgeon General should be the one leading the effort. What Chavez doesn't seem to realize is there hasn't been a Surgeon General for more than a year because of your party. I mean, seriously. I'm reading a quote, John. Why not have the Surgeon General head this up? Chavez asked in Wednesday appearance on Fox News. I think that's a very legitimate question. At least have someone who has medical background who's been confirmed by the United States Senate. It begs the question, what does the Surgeon General do? Why aren't we empowering that person?
Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
And if the media was truly liberal, the Republican Party would have been shamed over the past year for not even allowing a vote on the Surgeon General.
Right. If there was any, journalism going on at Fox News, they would have had to fairly go, Congressman dumbass. It's because your party blocked the nominee because he said once that guns might be a health risk, and because the NRA has your balls, that's why we don't have a surgeon. Okay, sorry. I'm just saying that was my fantasy Fox moment that will never happen, but okay. All right. I'm calm now. John Fugelsang's back. Everything's good. We have some more Fridays with Fugelsang.
And by the way, social media is on fire about you today, John Fugelsang.
Always is on fire about John Fugelsang.
Yes, they're loving you. They love you all the time, but particularly today.
What did I do to deserve that?
Are there more heat than 1,000 white-hot suns that you're loved with every week?
No, they say that what you do is you break down complicated things into little teeny tiny sound bites that make it completely understandable.
Yes.
Well, everyone does that. I just try to do it without complete BS behind it.
And you do that very, very well, sir.
You are our daddy bird, regurgitating into our mouths, and we love you for it.
Here's the thing, and this will give me a chance to suck up to you some more, because I love to quote the great director, maybe our greatest American director, Billy Wilder, who said, if you're going to tell people the truth, make it funny or they'll kill you. shocked at something similar, but, I see your show doing that all the time, and I think you get a lot farther with the truth and a penis joke than
a fart joke, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
The truth travels farther with a fart joke.
There you go. Well, it's the wind beneath its facts. What? Okay, I love you, John. Hang on. We'll be right back. Fridays with Fugelsang, 47 minutes after the hour. It's the Stephanie Miller Show. Oh, you are right. The Twitterverse is delirious over the John Fugelsang. Twittergasms left and right. Dorothy tweets, John Fugelsang, you is kind, you is smart, you is important. Good morning, John Fugelsang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, once again, God bless this lighting and the low standards of your fans. I can't say any more.
Listen, that's how I've coasted by, John. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let's... oops, sorry, wait, hang on a second.
Arnold, too, from Everyone Hates Chris. She's a big fan of your show.
Oh, that's
is that who that is?
You guys got to book her. She's brilliant. She's gorgeous. She's hilarious.
Travis, let's get her let's get her for a happy hour.
Oh, Tashina Arnold says, my boy John Fugelsang spitting very useful voting knowledge on SM Show right now. Love him. Tune in, get involved. Hashtag midterms 2014.
Awesome.
Thanks, Tashina.
Thanks, Tashina.
That woman is brilliant.
Wow. All right, let's, okay, I have him locked and loaded. Let's go to Richard in Chicago. You're on with John. Hi, Richard. Hello.
Richard.
Richard could not hang. Tim in Indiana, you're on with John. Hi, Tim.
Hey, how you doing, Stephanie? John?
Hi.
Mooks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, you were talking recently about how people have unfriended, liberals unfriend people. I think I've only unfriended one person, but unfortunately a number of my family and friends have unfriended me, and as much as it hurts, and it does, I'm trying to find some compassion for them, because I have to realize that every single person that they voted for in the Republican Party has let them down. And so that's one of the reasons they hate government so bad. And they have to believe, they have enough compassion in their hearts that they have to believe that the Democrats are just as bad, if not worse, because they feel in their own hearts this sense of what's the right word, responsibility. That, if the Democrats are not as bad as the Republicans, then that means that they're culpable. And I think a lot of the Republicans that I know, they are good people deep down, but they're making some very bad choices, and they just can't live with themselves if they're convinced of that.
Yeah. Well, nobody likes to be proven wrong. Go ahead,
But they have a constant right-wing media machine telling them they were never wrong and who to blame for all their suffering, namely poor people, brown people, immigrants, gay people who want to get married, and a president who, obviously wants white people to get Ebola. That's why he tried so hard to give everyone health care. Here's an important Facebook note. You don't have to unfriend anyone, but you can unfollow them. Just follow the controls, and you can unfollow someone who you're friends with.
On Facebook.
Their stupid tweet, their stupid right-wing postings will not appear in your feed, and you won't have to read that stuff, and it won't have to make you angry, and they can go on living in their bubble like Glinda the Good Witch on bad drugs. So you can still stay friends. It's really stupid to ever end a friendship or a family relationship over a difference in political opinion. And most sane liberals and conservatives know that. And I'm really proud that I have a lot of right-wing loved ones and friends who love me and recognize that friendship and love means more than difference in politics.
Yep. Well, what we were saying, John, is that, look, Rush and Sean and they know exactly what they're doing. They know that they cut off the soundbite when President Obama called Ottawa terrorism so that they could say he didn't say it. By the way, here's Stephen Harper, Canadian Prime Minister, that they were playing compare and contrast with him.
When faced with attacks on the country we all love, and the things we all stand for, I know we will always stand together.
Yeah, and so there they are. If you notice that they will praise any other foreign leader except Obama or compare, just to use him to compare unfavorably.
Stephen Harper is also
to the president.
He's also conservative, so of course the Hannitys and the Limbaughs are going to be for him.
But as we said, John, in his very first sentence about what happened in Canada, the president used the term terrorism. It is just patently untrue.
Well, Mitt Romney tried to pull the same thing about Benghazi. And again, don't be surprised by this. These people exploited 3,000 terror deaths to invade Iraq. So why should we be surprised when they exploit 1 or 2 terror deaths to attack Iraq? It's just what they do. They use terrorism for their own political ends.
I am.
That's why terrorism and all fundamentalists, all right-wing, ultra-conservative religious fundamentalists, be they Christian or Muslim or Jewish, are all working together. We need to find a nice island where they can all go live and kill each other, because the overwhelming majority of sane Christians, Jews, and Muslims, liberal, moderate, and conservative, are getting along fine right now.
I hate to bring you, because it has been a lot of bad news, right? Ebola, ISIS, Ottawa, all of that. But Honey Boo Boo has been canceled. Not sure if you're aware of that.
That's a mercy killing.
Yes, because of the unpleasantness of the, Mama June's boyfriend and the, child molestation. But, you know what I mean? They're, yeah. Yesterday it was reported it was in jeopardy.
Right, but
yes.
Today it's been announced that it's been canceled.
She'd been dating a man who recently got out of prison for molesting an 8-year-old.
And Honey Boo Boo is 9.
Right.
So they did this out of caution for Honey Boo Boo.
Right.
Wow. So this means I have to wait to see Honey Boo Boo for about 8 years until she carjacks me.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. She didn't have enough go juice that day.
The hillbilly porn thing, I mean, let Thomas Jefferson said that we'll get the governments we deserve. Let's hope we don't get the reality shows we deserve, because it's just like this exploitation of people that no one cares about. It's for cheap laughs.
Yeah.
At least in Duck Dynasty, they're doing it in drag.
We love you, John Fugelsang. The Hormobile is here. May Lee joins us next. We love you, sir. See you next week.
See you next week.
All right. Bye-bye. 58 minutes after the hour, it's the Stephanie Miller Show. See, if somebody can put her shiny new iPhone down for a second. Why? Looky there. The Hormobile has pulled up.
It's Bailey's time, and we're feeling fine. Oh, yes, it's Bailey's time. Oh, ain't that right? Ain't that right?
Have you seen the wild request for more Eggy on Twitter? Your whore dog.
They love her.
Your little whore sidekick dog.
Yes.
And did you read your reviews for the Happy Hour podcast?
I did.
Spectacular.
And I kept it clean, man, and they still loved it.
Yep.
See?
Well, 3 times we dragged you down to our level.
3 times, only 3 times, and they were very necessary.
Hilarious. All right. I learned something new about the iPhone last night.
Oh, what?
If you accidentally dial someone and you hit end in panic, they still know that you called.
Yeah. You mean before they pick up?
Yeah.
Right.
And before,
I thought it would hang up immediately.
No. Oh, you mean before it starts ringing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. I was like,
oh, I didn't know that. Really? Oh, good.
And once Siri me up, I was like, because the name sounded like a name of somebody I shouldn't have. I was like, no, Siri, no, no, that's not who I said.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yes.
I thought if it didn't ring, then, it didn't register.
No.
Oh, wow.
No, you still
All
get
right.
busted. Okay. All right. I bet you're wondering, what is a good tip for not catching Ebola if you live in New York City?
Because there has been a documented case of Ebola in New York City.
Yes.
A doctor that was working in West Africa.
May and I have both lived in New York City, and New York 1 is what a lot lot of locals watch.
And usually, in New York, they don't panic about much.
No.
So.
And May Lee, noted journalist.
Yeah.
Here is a reporter's tip.
People are wondering about methods of transmission, and they're remarkably similar in a way. I mean, blood, mucus, feces, semen, you have to come in intimate contact with it while the person is infected. Now, if you came across some strange mucus or feces or something out there on the subway, the street, or anywhere else, don't eat it. Don't let it get into your body.
Oh, my God.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Thank you. That is good to know. Because
I often think about eating feces and mucus,
off the street.
Yeah.
Off the
just a little dessert,
If you skip lunch, you're like, oh, I brought a spatula in my purse. Oh, good. There's some...
Wow.
I just think I'm going to buy it.
God bless New York 1.
God, that's the kind of advice they're giving, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, I will. You know what? I will put down this paste and these paint chips and crayons. And I didn't realize I had menu options here in New York. Why there's what on the subway floor?
Yeah. But, the truth of the matter is
Yes.
that it's often found on the streets of New York.
Well,
so,
sure, but don't eat it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying, but if you feel if you need to be warned not to do that, then perhaps something else has gone awry in your life.
Exactly.
Oh, Okay. But I was saying, May, I thought, what a difference. And if you watch that press conference, the way they're handling it, in
New York.
Yes. I mean, the Mayor de Blasio and Andrew Cuomo, I'm just saying, as Team Dupuis says, let's politicize it. Democrats working hand in hand with the government, praising the Ebola czar, the head of the CDC working hand in hand, following protocol. They were prepared. They'd been training. Compare it to in Texas, where, they didn't follow CDC recommendations, and so they can blame Obama.
Right.
And anyway, I think that they handled this the best that they could.
It sounds like it, and to be fair, though, it's also an evolution of, it's a learning curve.
Well, of course,
they didn't know. I mean, a lot of people just didn't know what the hell they were dealing with.
Right.
So,
but I mean, the head of the nurses units called us the day this happened in Dallas and said they weren't trained.
Right.
They weren't trained properly.
Yes.
They didn't have the right, obviously protective gear. And anyway, so I mean, we'll see. But I think. I just like that they were sort of, Mayor de Blasio, first of all, yesterday, just unlike Rand Paul and Ted Cruz just on last Sunday's show, just mindlessly, irresponsibly speculating. Oh, it's really contagious. It's really easy to catch. It's really, we don't know yet if it's not airborne. Yes, we do. Yeah. Anyway, here he is.
We want to state at the outset there is no reason for New Yorkers to be alarmed. New Yorkers who have not been exposed to an infected person's bodily fluids are not at all at risk.
Anyway, what were you going to say, May? Sorry.
Oh, no. I was just listening intently to you.
Oh.
Did it look like I was going to say something? I was mesmerized.
What has happened to you? Since when do you listen intently to me? Are you okay? Do you have a fever?
I think I still might be drunk from last night. I'm not sure.
It's a little early. Yeah, we were talking about, I mean, that's just the problem, is that it's not even like journalism anymore in terms of here's the story and then we can have opinions on it. We were saying that however many stories in the news today that just... they're not telling you the truth many times. We were saying, there's a Republican congressman that went on Fox News, Republican Jason Chavez, Republican of Utah. He said Ron Klain is off to a bad start as the president's Ebola coordinator. He said, why not have the Surgeon General head this up? I think that's a very legitimate question. At least you have somebody who has medical background that's been confirmed by the United States Senate. It begs the question, what does the Surgeon General do? Why aren't we empowering that person? Because your party blocked
exactly. You don't have one.
Because of the NRA. And here's but again, on Fox News, a reporter's not going to go, well, excuse me, Congressman Dumb. There isn't a Surgeon General because your party blocked it.
Right. Selective memory. They're good at that. They're good at that. But hey, what about Paul Allen giving $100 million?
Yes. I saw that.
Hello.
That's amazing.
That dude has so much money. Remember, Paul Allen gave money to Oxygen. Yeah.
Paul Allen.
He was an investor.
Paul Allen,
Oxygen.
there are so many causes.
Stephanie Miller.
Still to be supported.
We need
Free speech TV.
We need to make sure you get Ebola because then he will give you money.
Yes. There you go. Go eat some feces.
If you promise,
go lick a handrail on the subway.
Yeah. Come on, Steph. Do it for the team. For the team. Come on.
I'll make a video blog. Hey, Paul Allen. Here's me. And I have a little progressive empire that could use some wrapping up. Here, let me just scrape one more thing off the street.
I think he's got
as long as you promise me that Brantley blood.
I'll go do it.
Sure.
Jeez. Oh, right.
Okay. I think he's almost dry.
No, he's got to be dry. But then now there's the NBC dude. He's cured.
He's cured.
He's another blood donor.
Exactly. Yeah. It's Dr. Brantley, Vampire Slayer.
Yes, totally.
Open up the crib.
Yeah, it is a little creepy.
And also the nurse in Dallas this morning, the other nurse, has been declared free of Ebola this morning.
Which one? Nia Pham or
no, the
Amber Vinson?
No, the first one.
Nia Pham.
Yeah.
Oh, is she free?
Yeah, she's declared this morning.
Bentley has tested negative.
Bentley's a good boy.
Yeah, he's tested negative too. He has a few more days apparently, but
yes,
fingers crossed.
He's so cute. He's a little King Charles Spaniel
with googly eyes.
Yeah, well, he had one eye before the test results were back. How's everything going? He's like you, waiting for your blood test.
Yeah,
everything okay? Okay.
Yeah, so good news on that front.
Yes. There's speaking of your organization, Broads and Dogs, did you also see, who is it, Hurricane and what's the other White House circus?
Congo? No.
No. And it's not Puddles. You always think everyone's dog is named Puddles. No, the two dogs, the White House dogs that brought the latest intruder guy. What?
Good
Hurricane
boys. Good Hurricane and yeah. What was it? What's the other name?
Pongo.
No.
You accused me of calling him Hurricane, and I was
Somebody
thinking of
look it
May.
up. I'm going to Google it right now
All right.
while you talk about. Yeah.
Oh, they're such handsome boys, and they're good dogs.
I know. They just got a little bruised, right? But they're fine.
Yes,
they were a little bruised.
He kicked them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And they bit him several times.
Yeah.
Good boys. Good boys. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, they are handsome, romantic. They can rip your face off if they need to. Oh, speaking of
ripping your face off.
Ripping your face off. So, Renee Zellweger, let's jump into that debate because.
Boy. Oh, Steph.
I am just saying.
What?
She said she's just better rested. I said it looks like about a $20,000 nap to me.
Oh.
That involves getting different eyelids, but
yeah.
I think she's beautiful.
Is free to
and
do
she's still
anything.
beautiful. But I just feel bad if she did it because of bullying and people, making fun of her for squinty eyes and stuff. Because I think she was beautiful before.
Well, I thought she had a very beautiful, unique look, and now she looks like
Everybody else.
Everybody
woman.
else.
So another pretty blonde woman.
Yep.
Jim said, Steph, love to listen to your show from the mountains of Peru.
Wow.
Oh, I want to go to Machu Picchu.
Oh. Yesterday you were discussing Renee Zellweger. You mentioned Jennifer Grey also had plastic surgery and it hurt her career because nobody recognized her. Did you know she played herself on a great but short-lived show called It's Like You Know around 1999? Much of the comedy revolved around her plastic surgery and how much her face had changed. A great show produced and written by Carol Leifer.
Oh.
Friend of the Stephanie Miller Show. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying is I hope she doesn't, lose this next movie. She's supposed to be in a big movie because people go, people want to see Renee Zellweger, which now she doesn't look like Renee Zellweger.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when Jennifer Grey had her nose job. Nobody
It
recognized
really changed
Right.
her look, didn't
Yep.
it? Yeah.
Lorraine Newman.
No,
Yeah.
it's true. When I saw those photos of Renee Zellweger, I was like,
What?
is that really her? She
Yeah.
looks so different.
She sounds like she's claiming she didn't have surgery, that she's just napped, I guess.
I think she's being purposefully vague.
Yeah.
Which she could, you know what? She's
It's her
allowed to-
prerogative.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to be
know?
as chatty about it as I am.
Exactly. You're a big whore about it.
I had liposuction done live on the air, and we auctioned my butt fat off for charity.
Okay, that's too much information.
And she invited me over after she had her facelift.
Yeah.
She still had the bandages on and a bandana tied around her neck, and it was oozing pus and blood. And I'm like,
okay.
why?
All I remember about that
And you
was
said it was a mini lift.
she had it, and
It was a mini.
There's
joined,
nothing mini about that.
You joined Oxygen a little bit after that, right?
And I look surprised to see you for the first 2 years,
You did.
didn't I?
You really look
I was like,
surprised
oh, May.
all the time.
Yeah, you were getting ready to move to New York to be
Yes.
with Oxygen
Yes.
when you did that.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
I would open my eyes wider whenever I talk to Stephanie because I was like, jeez,
What is it?
what's happening?
What's happening?
It's like a spell.
You have Ebola? Oh, you're just suppressed. Okay.
And now you're settling back into your old face.
It's like potato chips. Everything's so Okay, 17 minutes after the hour, we roll along with journalist extraordinaire May Lee on the Stephanie. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 22 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEP-12, the phone number. Journalist whore May Lee, live in studio. Did someone tweet? Is it wrong that I hope May Lee doesn't get a paying gigs because then my Fridays won't be the same?
Yeah.
No. It's all about your needs. It's about how she can best serve you.
If you'd like to pay my bills, then I'd be happy to just stay for all of eternity. But yeah,
We want things to go as badly for you as possible to keep you close.
I hope she's not putting a jinx on me or has a voodoo doll or something. Anyway.
All right. Once we get on dogs, now we're talking about the guy, the Canadian.
Corporal Cirillo
that was killed.
in
and
Canada,
he was
yes.
a huge dog rescue person.
I was crying so much yesterday because I just, these things move me so much. There were photos and articles being written about how much of a dog lover he was.
Oh, his dog was so handsome.
Both of them, and he had rescued them.
I
and
saw the one dog.
They were sticking their heads under his gate waiting for him.
Yeah.
And then you see in the background all these flowers that have been placed in front of his gate, and it's just like, oh my God. How do you tell a dog that he's not coming back? They won't understand.
I know.
Oh, it's so hard.
Did you see his mother said, "I'm crying. If I'm crying, it's for the people, not for my son." He said,
The mother of the shooter.
Yeah, can you ever explain something like this? We are sorry. They hadn't spoken in 5 years, and then I think she just saw him last week or something, and she said, I have no more information to offer about what or why, I guess. Stephen Harper yesterday.
We will be vigilant, but we will not run scared. We will be prudent, but we will not panic.
The sergeant at arms is got a standing ovation when he came back in yesterday. He's the one who
shot and killed the guy.
And killed the guy. Sergeant at arms Kevin Vickers, who actually apparently is armed. I thought it was an honorary.
Yeah,
title.
I did too. I didn't know that they were actually armed.
It's at arms. It's the shooter's mother. She apologized for the pain, fight, and chaos her son brought to the nation's capital, although she had no explanation for his actions. She said, "I'm mad at our son. I'm mad at our son. I don't understand, and part of me wants to hate him at this time." Very raw. Stephen Harper again? Or no, I'm sorry. Did I move on to the next one?
Yeah, this is Rob Paulson of the RCMP.
We have learned through the current investigation that this individual has been in Ottawa since at least October 2nd, 2014, that he was in town to deal with a passport issue, but that he was also hoping to leave for Syria.
Yep.
And then one more here.
I can tell you that we do have now information that suggests an association with some individuals who may have shared his radical views.
But then in a moment, thank God neither of us are parents, because I'm not sure what the punishment is for trying to go to Syria and join ISIS if you're a teenage girl from Denver.
What's up with those girls? Oh my! I thought when I heard that, a couple of days ago, I was like, no, that can't be right. Seriously?
Right.
That's crazy.
God, Dad, stop calling me on my cell phone.
You
think I'm going to, I'm in Frankfurt or something?
I'm texting Syria right now.
Trying to go to Turkey to join ISIS? Oh my God, Dad, you're embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay, I was.
Yeah, you thought. I was being biased. I always thought it was just really the boys, the men who were doing this. But wow, it's kind of scary to hear this.
What's scary in 2014 too is apparently the preliminary stuff. They say that it appeared to be more about like love and husbands, and I'm like, really? Somebody on Twitter said they could have found an ice hole here that would treat them like, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to go to.
Well, speaking of the single woman who can't find a date, I mean,
right? That's a little
desperate measures. Desperate times calls for desperate measures.
Don't know how many glasses of wine in. That might be like, hey.
I hear they're looking for chicks.
Looking for chicks.
Okay. Anyway.
Complaints of illness, snatching $2,000 from Dad, a quick trip to the Denver airport, and the three were apparently Syria bound. Just like that.
Well.
What happened next? Not your typical runaway tale. The Farah girls, those are the two, 17 and 15, told their father they were too sick to go to school on Friday morning. They were the Ferris Bueller daughter. Oh, my God. If I was bleeding out my eyes, you'd make me go to school. It's not fair.
I can't believe this. If I was bleeding out my eyes, you guys would make me go to school. This is so unfair.
So the father...
Speaking of Jennifer Grey.
Right.
And Ebola.
Yeah.
Wow, it's all come magically full circle.
Together.
That's right.
Isn't that amazing?
A plan always comes together when Maylene shows up.
I know. I try.
The father let them stay home, set off for work from the family's apartment. At 10:30, the girls called their father at his job and told him they were going to the library. Oh, that was a tip-off right there. Really?
Like, what?
You're homesick, but now you want to go to the library. He didn't suspect anything was amiss because he's a dumb dad. Until he returned home and found them gone. He tried calling them, got no answer. The father of the 16-year-old girl who was friends with the sisters then appeared at his door to inform that his daughter had also gone missing. He said his daughter left to catch the school bus at 6:30. He later received a call from the school she wasn't in class. He had reached her on the cell phone, and she told him she was just late. And I don't know. I'll have to Google how long it takes to get back with Frankfurt, but it's probably going to be okay, that's it. There we go. He tried to reach her again, but then she didn't pick up. He grew more alarmed when he discovered her passport missing. Then he urged the other father to check both their passports were missing, and along with $2,000 in cash. I was like, my cheap Republican parents didn't keep that kind of money laying around. I couldn't have gotten this far as Schenectady. The hell? What is change purse? Really? Dirty quarters. Mom!
Dirty quarters and a Werther's.
I only made it to Geneseo University. Both fathers.
You only made it halfway down the transit.
Exactly. I wouldn't even make it up the transit on the money on my parents' purse. Both fathers contacted the sheriff's office. The fathers of the girls were neither homicidal nor suicidal, not on medication, did not take drugs. On Sunday, the German police put them on a plane back to Denver. Busted. They were released to their families without being charged. So we'll have to continue about this because none of us are parents. So they're not going to be charged because of their age. But what is the punishment?
Yeah, what would they be charged with, though?
Taking away your iPhone. I mean, what? No, but what the parents do?
Well,
Like, okay, if you do that.
Well, we talked about spanking not too long ago.
Yes.
I think, this is an exception here.
Our friend that said that she would staple her daughter's ass to the house for several years. Just saying. All right, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Well, dip my nads in cream and lock me in a room full of kittens. Look who's back.
Stephanie Miller.
And May Lee.
Yeah.
Yay. Who is not a whore but just plays one on the radio, and I'm not a drunk. I just play one on the radio. Okay. 1-800 then. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number, toll free from anywhere. Oh, okay. This is going to be radio magic.
What?
You remember when Carlos Alzraki was here?
Yes.
And he played his mother's phone message?
Yes.
That there was a bird loose in the house or something.
Yeah.
Yes. And so May Lee's mom just called her to tell her that a light is out in
She
Korean.
must have forgotten that I'm on the show right now.
Right.
She just left me a voicemail.
Okay.
So this is
There's some sort of emergency.
Here we go.
Okay.
Hang on, I think it's...
하이미, 이거 라이트 오토매틱 이거 어떻게 하나 영 안 돼서 그래. 네.
And then she just hangs up. Because that's what she always says. She calls me, either voicemail or in person. I answer the phone. I'll say, hi, what's going on? And then she'll just click. I'll go, hello? Hello, Mom? So what she was saying is, 이거 light automatic 안 돼. That means this automatic light isn't working. I have no idea what she's talking about. No idea.
It's the International House of Moms with funny accents. Yay!
Yep.
Remember, Carlos's mom is just equally adorable. Carlos hace bird in the house.
Argentinian accent. Yes.
Oh, I know. Our sweet moms, I mean, they need our help sometimes. And, yeah. She never says goodbye, though. It's
No,
like,
that was very abrupt. I felt very dismissed. And wow, okay. Hey,
I remember
apparently
once,
you need to get down there, toot sweet, and fix that light.
Exactly. But I remember once saying to her, Mom, why do you just hang up on me? You never say goodbye. She's like, because I'm finished.
I finished now.
Yeah, finished.
Yeah. Just
okay.
Eat Dalton. Just bye-bye. See ya.
Wow.
Wow. So you don't know to which light she refers.
I have no idea what automatic light she's talking about.
Okay.
So
Well, you're going to find out.
I will have to call her after the show.
Was that an Igor in the beginning? Almost?
It might have been. A tiny one. A tiny one. Poor Mom.
All right. Oh, that was hilarious and spectacular.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Mom has no idea that we talk about her like
Tell her,
this.
look, I don't know what light you're talking about, but at least I did not try to run away to Syria to join ISIS.
This is true.
When I was a teenager, because she was a tiger mom. I can't imagine, because if you got one, you hit one wrong note on the piano.
Oh, yeah, I was
right?
dead.
Can you imagine if you run away to friggin'
I never tried
Turkey?
to run away. Did you ever try to run away? I never tried to run away.
No. I don't know who knows what Tiger Mom would have done about that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So the FBI, could I have some dating game music? Apparently, this is more like a jihad dating game. It's not, the FBI decided it was less a case of jihad than hooky. Huh? I hate when this happens. One of the girl's father had been stunned to walk into his daughter's room and found her Skyping with an ISIS warrior who used the opportunity to announce he intended to marry her.
Wait, back up. Where is this girl? Where was
in Denver, in her room.
Oh, this was
Don't you
the
hate
same
that?
girls.
Your father walks in on you, you're Skyping with an ISIS terrorist.
Oh,
and he ruined the proposal.
Wow.
This, kind of pales me dry humping Gary. What's his name? When my father walked in the other
to a bread song.
Right, to a bread song. That was awkward.
Baby, I'ma want you.
Dad! Ow! Oh, wow. He couldn't have been happy about that.
No. However, I was
you were a whore back then.
Dad, at least I wasn't, because there wasn't a Skype back then and there was no ISIS, but Dad, it could be worse. Spokesman for the school district said, suggests one of the girls fallen victim to an online predator who urged her and her friends to undertake a trip to Syria. They suggest the girls had not been radicalized, only led astray by, I guess, the husband, whatever. For some teens, they write, ISIS seems to symbolize power and purpose, a great drama promising deliverance from the humdrum. It's exciting. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
That is true.
They appear to see not atrocities, but adventure, not gore, but glory. And these particular teens, how about this part? Fox News is going to have a heyday with this.
Uh-oh.
These particular teens might also have been encouraged to see a trip to the caliphate as a way to rebel. The parents have both embraced democracy and are registered Democrats. Oh! Wait, I'm not sure how that's going to be. Okay, but somehow Fox will make that Obama's fault. Somehow.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Right. So they may have been rebelling, going way, way right-wing.
Right.
Right?
Can't get more far right than that.
It's kind of like Family Ties, except they're really, you're going to the Democrat, we're going.
Yeah, way beyond Alex.
Way right-wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, wow, like little female Alex.
That's amazing, though. That really is an amazing story.
Yeah.
That they were convinced to the point where they were going to go over there and like.
And they had the wherewithal to get as far as they did.
As far as they did. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was saying, this is how I am old. I would have had no idea how to get a gun when I was a kid.
Or a plane ticket.
My parents were too cheap to leave any money around. So I wouldn't have put it, right? A passport?
Yeah.
Really?
That's, No, you got to hand it to them that way.
I don't think I could have gotten to, Rochester.
But you eventually did.
Yes, I eventually got a job.
Did you even have a passport back then? Would you have? No, okay.
No, I've never. I was a little wolf child. I was hardly ever out of Lockport. Werewolves of Lockport. All right. And as a hello, Daddy, vice presidential candidate's daughter, I was also never in a drunken brawl until recently. At least I had the decency until my father was gone 30 years. Not only was not, close to being vice president, but
it was not part of your culture, your family culture. Yes.
No.
Versus some others.
I don't know if you saw Bristol's blog, but she said it is part of the war on conservative women, how the media portrayed the drunken family brawl.
Oh, did she really say that?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
She said if this were Chelsea Clinton, the media wouldn't have reacted this way, except that it wouldn't have been Chelsea Clinton because she's busy getting her PhD and having a baby by a husband that she's married to. Okay.
And Chelsea Clinton has class.
Right. And there's that.
Right.
Right. But she said it's all part of the war on conservative women. And here's her douchey brother track.
Yep.
Is this like every hole you've ever met at a bar or at a party? Listen to this.
If it was one-on-one, like, I would beat the out of him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's right. But one-on-one, like, I'll beat their ass, you know, like, I'm not trying to be gay or nothing. But they're 4 guys, man, like, come on. I've done jiu-jitsu my whole life, wrestled forever, like, let's roll.
Oh,
yeah, that's my
Did you hear Sarah Palin? In the background?
Was that her in the background?
That was Sarah Palin in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, you thought someone stepped on a poodle? No, it's Sarah Palin.
That's so frightening that family was almost
How
there.
about that kind of class?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I'll beat their ass, and not in a gay way or anything. Oh, okay.
One-on-one. Oh, my God. Talk about stupid, moronic chest beating.
Oh, beat you.
Wow. Wow.
Do you still have the audio edited from Bristol Palin?
Yeah, I can pull that up.
Okay, yeah, we got to invite her on the Happy Hour podcast because,
Oh, she would.
You don't have to encourage her to swear like we did you. That doesn't take any work there. Let's take a quick one here. Mike and Madison, you're on with May. Hello, Mike.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, go ahead.
Well, I love the show, and I just want to say I come from a proud family, related to 3 ex-presidents, Thomas Jefferson, JFK, Jimmy Carter, and I just don't see us going anywhere with the Republicans. They're warmongers, they're population controlists. I mean, if we ever want to get off this earth, I think we need to vote Democrat.
I agree. I agree. If you don't want the earth to explode, vote Democrat in a week and a half. Thank you very much. No, there is what we were just saying, May, there is this Pew study that says liberals are more likely to block or unfriend people on Facebook than conservatives. But we were saying a lot of it, I'm not on Facebook personally, as you know, but a lot of my friends say it's because either the stuff they post is incredibly racist, homophobic, sexist, or just flat out lies.
Yeah,
and
just flat out
I
false.
can't have a debate
And hostile.
Right.
Like really hostile. I've blocked a few people for sure.
They're not there to have a conversation about. They're there to beat you into submission with their opinion.
And just be so overtly offensive. And not give a crap about it. You know. So it's
Todd Kincannon. He was the South Carolina Republican chair. So his latest tweet today is, I don't know what Michael Brown's parents are so upset about. They got a taxpayer-funded abortion for free. But is that a person you can have a... That's just...
That's just being an instigator.
That's just crossing the line, you know, of any sort of grace. Oh, God.
But I mean, we were just saying, May, as a journalist for many, many years, because the other thing in this poll, it said Rush Limbaugh at the top of the list of the most people distrust him. Same thing with Fox News, like 39% say they distrust Rush Limbaugh. He's the the highest of any personality or program in the research. Same as Fox News. But the people, if those are hardcore, they don't care. I mean, they are deliberately lying to you, and I guess the people that follow them don't care. We were giving another example that Limbaugh did and Hannity did. Hannity falsely claims Obama didn't have the guts to label the Canadian attack terrorism, and compared it unfavorably to Harper, when the president did say it in the very first sentence, the very first comment he made about the attack, he called it terrorism. So what any good producer knows is Limbaugh or Hannity said, cut the tape there.
Yep.
Or,
cut it before he says terrorism.
If you're doing a news story, just cut the tape before he says the word, so that I can make a whole piece out of a lie.
Right.
I mean,
and the average person isn't going to go check to see if that's accurate or not, and that's the problem.
And their listeners, Hannity and Limbaugh, are the only source of news that they have, and so they think that is the truth.
It's how Mitt Romney got caught in that debate. Because you could tell he only watches Fox News, and he so thought he had the president nailed on that he didn't call Benghazi terrorism. So Candy Crowley has to just say, and then she gets pilloried by the right for being a liberal tool for going.
She should have spoken up.
No, sir, because he asked her,
trying to get the facts straight.
Candy, and she's like, yes, sir, he did call it terrorism the next day in the Rose Garden.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But I mean, how startled Mitt Romney looked.
I know. And you see, this is what's surprising. In this day and age of so much information available to everyone, right? And it's more and more skewed than ever before. People's attitudes and what people are hearing and what they believe.
Right.
The information is out there. That's the thing. We have to be much more vigilant about it. But
a perfect example, we had a call a few weeks ago that has now become the stuff of legend. When John Fugelsang was here, a guy was blaming Obama for everything and something that happened specifically in 2008. And we said he wasn't president then. He's like, yes, he was. I had to go to the big picture on my wall with the Washington
Post. The inauguration, January
2009. I was like, he just, how can you even, I was like,
so that's the problem. You can't even have a conversation with people like that. And that's
Speaking of producing and editing, are you absolutely sure that this is the edited version of Bristol Palin with the bleeps in it?
Oh.
We'll check that and we'll do it when we
it just disappeared on me. Hold on.
Okay, all right, we'll do it when we get back.
No, there it is. Okay.
Oh, it's a conspiracy.
You're sure it's the one with the bleeps?
It is the one with the bleeps.
Okay.
Yes.
Here's Bristol Palin describing her part of the story to the police. Here.
Some lady with gray hair who wants to push my 20-year-old sister. I'm going to defend my sister. She's 20 years old. A guy comes out of nowhere and pushes me on the ground, takes me by my feet, in my dress, in my thong dress, in front of everybody. Come on, you here. Come on, you get the up here. I don't know this guy. I've never seen this guy in my life.
I'm sorry.
What's a thong dress?
What is a thong dress? That's what I want to know. What is a thong dress?
I think she had a thong on.
Was she pole dancing at this party or something? I mean, what's going on?
I think she had a thong on underneath the dress. It was a camouflage dress, if you saw the pictures.
Oh,
that's a fashion statement.
That story was not what any of the witnesses said. She was repeatedly cold-cocking the host of the party. Allegedly, yes.
Yeah. And the host of the party in this same, at the exact same time that these statements were being recorded, he was telling the police that everything was fine at the party until the Palins showed up and they were starting stuff.
Yes. All right. 47 minutes after the hour, back with the remaining moments with Mei Lee on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up.
Dang.
Yeah, music was ending.
Excuse me.
How many times? Oh, I hate burps in the morning.
Sorry.
I hate them.
Sorry.
And she does it all the time.
Is it okay later?
Later, afternoon.
Okay.
Afternoon.
Cool.
Yes.
Sorry. 53 minutes after the hour. Back with journalist stickler, May Lee.
Whatever.
All right, stop sending me the story. I know it is very sad. Elizabeth Pena's cause of death was alcoholism. Pena.
I thought you said penis.
Yeah.
No.
Elizabeth Pena.
Yeah.
Pena.
Yeah.
I know, it's very sad.
Yeah.
She died from complications caused by alcohol abuse. Lullabamba actress passed away at 55.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they had said it was a brief illness, and so nobody knew what it was. She was suffering cirrhosis of the liver due to alcohol. Had the disease, I guess, for months. It became acute shortly before her death.
Yeah, she didn't go to the doctor or anything for it. They didn't catch it until it was too late.
Yeah, that's what. Anyway, by the way, we got complaints from the Happy Hour podcast because I do not drink enough. So there. I am not a drunk. I just play one on the radio.
Wait, people complain that you didn't drink enough?
People thought that I'd be doing like keg scans and, Chris would be shotgunning a whole box of wine into my mouth. And I was delicately sipping a 4-ounce pour.
I am not a drunk.
Steven Tyler says he's a better drug addict than musician.
Oh.
What?
Well, he's
I
not
thought
doing
it was
it
clean.
anymore.
Okay, I was going to say. Yeah.
See, it used to make him walk this way. It was funny because he was screwed up.
Really?
Listen,
I hear the crickets.
Yeah.
I hear the crickets. Yeah.
Those are the seeds and stems at the end of Friday.
Steven Tyler is a lunatic, though, He
is a bit of a lunatic.
Since he became clean, he got crazier.
Really?
Because he, has so much energy, doesn't know what to do with it. One of my closest friends.
So you're saying he needs a lot of drinks to kill the fuck up his ass?
One of my closest friends used to be the publicist for Aerosmith.
You have a story that's connected to everything I bring up.
Yeah, and she had to go on the road with them, and this is when they were clean. And she said they were all crazy because they had so much energy, they didn't know what to do with themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine how high strung I'd be without a little wine.
Oh, I know.
Exactly.
Oh, my God. You'd be insufferable.
I'm annoying.
Yep.
Okay, who here has had tantric sex? Anybody?
No. Ask Sting.
Well, that's what he said. He has not lost his affinity for tantric sex. No. He said if we had 7 hours, I would demonstrate.
To the reporter.
Who asked do anything for 7 hours?
He's
really?
Very flirty.
I don't get what it is. It just you continually going, I'm not touching you.
Yeah, kind of. It's supposed to be the energy between you, the two, and
I don't buy that.
I have no idea. Yeah, but he's very flirty.
My ex-girlfriend used to do it to taunt me after I had the aforementioned forehead lift, and I could not feel my forehead. She used to go like this. Oh, and I'd be like, she'd freak me out because I thought she wasn't touching me, and I'm like, I can't. She'd just do it to freak me out. She wasn't actually touching me.
She had a sense of humor.
It was another version of I'm not touching you.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And I was like, what's happening? There.
She had a sense of humor.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's me.
All right.
All right. Just saying. I don't know what it's about. You don't ever touch each other in tantric sex?
No, I think you do, but it's the idea of just when you're almost at that peak, but you're just maintaining that level.
But how to get to that peak?
I have no idea.
Point, you just be like, no, it's me.
Well, you would because you're a big whore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You couldn't do it.
You need to be manhandled in order to be turned on.
Yeah, like a slab of dough. Like pizza dough.
Yeah, just thrown and just.
Oh, my God.
And then tossed into the air and spun. Yeah.
Oh, my God. It'd be like a fish at Pike Place. Twirl me around, throw me. Hi, Lois in Louisiana.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Hello. Stephanie.
Hello.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Lois.
Chris.
Hi, Lois.
And hi, May.
Oh, hi, Lois. Thank you.
This is Lois from the Dirty South.
That's right.
It's extra dirty like I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys was talking about Facebook and why you don't get on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good idea. And let me give you an example. My mom always tells me, if you see two people on the other side of the street arguing and you walk by, you don't know who the fool is.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
You do not get on Facebook arguing with these crazy fools. I'm not talking about all the Republicans, but you got some is crazy fools.
Thank you, Lois, from the Dirty South. Dirty, just like I like my martinis and my women. I don't drink much.
You like a little slap.
Oh, we're going there again? Okay, we don't have to go there again.
It's a very fine line between, okay.
I'm not going to look at pizza the same way now. God. Dang.
Broads and Dogs. It's May Lee's fabulous
Broads and Dogs, yay!
organization.
We have a link to it up at Stephanie Miller Facebook.
Thanks, guys.
Have a lovely, hoary weekend. I know you're going to get down to the docks, so we'll let you know.
Speak for yourself, you big whore.
We'll see you Monday on the Stephanie Miller
And be
Show.
sure to download tonight's Happy Hour podcast with Frangela.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.